So I am here at the tuners now, finally, after like 6 months of waiting, and we're gonna get this bitch dynoed. Hopefully all goes well. Had a lot of last minute stuff to do. Looks like a clusterfuck in there, but we'll see what happens. The tuner's in there doing a base map right now, and he's gonna come here. We're gonna go ahead and strap her down on the dyno and see what she makes. He said that this one is like 10% lower than most dynos, so we'll see what it makes. If it makes close to 250, I'll be happy. But shop is impressive. Got an F1 car up there. So we are about to start the dyno process, which is in there. And it's gonna be way too loud for me to be in there. So I'm gonna hang out here in the hallway and catch some footage through the window. So you just ramped up the fans and it's already really loud. It's so loud with the fan, you can't even tell when the engine's running. I would assume the reason why he cut the engine off was to upload the tune that he was working on. We basically got 238.5 on horsepower and 217 on torque on the first pull. He said that this dyno, it always shows numbers lower than most other dynos. He said most people are, butthurt about the numbers that they get, but they go to another dyno and they get 25, 35 more horsepower. It doesn't really matter. So that was the second pull, and you can tell the red overlaid the blue made the same exact thing. Now, you may not be impressed by the numbers, but I did kind of stress the fact that this is an endurance race car, that I wanted absolute reliability. I didn't need whatever you can stress this thing to the limit. It's not common sense. So if I can reach 250 horsepower, I'll still, at least on this dyno, I'll feel happy. I don't know, what he feels comfortable with. I don't know, what he's got going on in his mind. It's so loud, it's absolutely so loud. I don't even know how this video will come out. because of how loud it is. Even in here, in the hallway, I can't even open that door right there, that door right there. The whole room is like under a vacuum. It's crazy. But I guess he's gonna give it a few more pulls. We'll see what happens. I do want to say this though. Just think of it. There's like 80, I'm gonna say there's probably 350 moving parts in an engine, give or take a couple hundred. And a plumber, me, assembled that bitch in my garage. And it just went 120 miles an hour on a dyno after only having like 60 minutes of like iffy runtime on it. And it's got cheap $200 cast pistons in it. Now granted they are from P2R, all the products on the car are from P2R, so shout out to him. But I assembled this bitch and it has not blown up, which is a good thing, but I'm happy about that, proud about that fact. It's pretty badass. Swear to God, it's making the same power. Not much difference. I saw 240. That's more realistic. I saw 241 on that one. Yeah, 241. Slowly getting higher. Hell, I'd be happy with that right there. .7 and 241.4. So it's climbing. It's going up. And we don't have a dip here anymore. It's an incline. So the VTEC kicks in right there. 45, 46, 47. So at 4,700 RPM, that's where VTEC kicks in. Man, power goes up. The torque makes a slight jump. So I was watching the AFR on the last pull and it was perfect. It was running like 12.8 at wide open throttle at like 110 miles an hour. Previous, you know, the engine blew up last time. It was running like 13.6 to 13.8 and I just knew that was way too lean. But, you know, is what it is. It was already toast at that point. But I like seeing those numbers on the AFR. Let's watch the AFR. Look at that oil pressure. 80, baby. Water temp running about 170. Oil temp's running probably 165, 170. That was 245, and let's see, that's 245.6. So we gained a half a horsepower. And 245. Pole number 10. With the middle of the fuel map. Go check out the AFR. Water temp's getting up. About 220. Oil temps are staying nice and low, that's good. See what that was. That was more like a legitimate street pool. He went through all the gears, not just leaving it in fourth and driving. Smart.